Season 1. I'm Stevie Browning alongside co-host Jared West. And in the building today, he's not allowed to speak until spoken to, Mr. Jon Elmore. John, how you doing today, buddy?
Hey, man.
You can speak now.
It's good to be here.
It's good, bro.
So
Happy to have you, man.
we were talking a little bit before, and we got an interesting little story about our friend Jared West over here, about the first real time we got to deal with Jared. So it happened with John. So go ahead and walk us through that whole thing.
We're at the state tournament, Charleston Civic Center.
Make sure we're giving out facts, bro.
Yeah, facts only.
It's got to be fair.
Facts only.
Yeah, state tournament. Jared comes up, we're talking, chopping it up, and he's like talking about the season, talking about next year because Jared's gonna be an incoming freshman. And he's like, "Yeah, John, good year. Are you gonna move over like to the 2 guard when I get to Marshall next year? Like, are you gonna still try to play some 1-2 or like play combo?" And I'm sitting here like, I think my wife was beside me, and I'm like, "Who the hell is this guy? What?" But then,
And at this point, that was after your junior year, so you was averaging like 22, 23 at that.
No. That'd have been after sophomore year.
sophomore.
That was at,
He was
so
still
that was
hooping,
after I graduated.
Your year,
Yeah. No, you was at like 21.
He was still hooping.
21. Yeah, he
Yeah.
was.
And I'm sitting there like, this guy's not even a freshman yet. He's like trying to kick me out of the position. I'm like, jeez.
Bro, I really don't remember going down like that, though. I'm almost positive, bro, that it was, are we sharing the backcourt together? That's what I thought.
I think it was more of like a curiosity thing. Like,
Okay.
am I gonna be playing the 1 right
No.
away? Like,
No,
are you coming off the bench? Like, what's the deal?
No, bro. I know him, bro.
Oh, you think it was like he was bumping me out?
I think he was bumping you.
I was
bro.
trying to slide John over.
Yeah.
Like, hey, coach, we're gonna go ahead and do
Yeah,
this.
just give me the ball. Get out of the way. Give me the ball. Get out of the way, bro. But look, bro, I can't say nothing because the man came in and started as a freshman.
Sir,
Day 1.
we got it done that year. Too.
What was your role as a freshman?
3 and D.
Were you a corner sprinter?
Listen, bro. I was never a spot shooter in my life, but I learned quick. To get on the floor, I got to be able to space the floor for John and CJ. So I was knocking down corner threes, spreading in the corner, and guarding like crazy. Got me in position, bro, and I kept it.
Were you guarding like crazy?
Coach, he talked about offense, which is a little more important, so I kind of conserved a little energy here and there. But at one point, I think Jared might have been running the 4 for us on offense. Because you got to
Pick and roll, pick and pop guy?
not so much pick and pop, but more so like the spacing 4-man.
I was spacing for
Because
sure.
I'm talking me, Rondell, CJ, Jared, and then Adine, right?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, Jared was like low key like a 4-man
He was
at times.
Yeah,
picking up full court.
absolutely.
Bulldog.
Well, as everybody knows, it's TBT week. John, what is this? This is our what year?
4th or 5th year, right?
Yeah, let's give everybody a little history lesson for those who don't know about TBT. We started with the West Virginia Wildcats. That was before you played.
Yeah, so that was my senior year, y'all's first year. My brother Stevie all played AAU together growing up some. So they just kind of rounded up some former AAU teammates, got invited to the tournament, got accepted. And really, like, we didn't know how big it was. Like, you're
Had
talking
no idea, bro.
$1 million, $2 million at one time on the line.
Y'all was in
Ended up playing
Columbus that year, right?
Yep.
Columbus. Ran into Jared Sullinger and
Aaron Kraft.
company.
That was a tough game.
That was kind of our
Yeah, that was
first
tough.
introduction to it. And now 5 years later, we're a Marshall alumni-based team.
But that right there was the team that locked us in, bro.
Yeah, no, that's the biggest thing Hawk talks about all the time is like y'all's style and the brand and like how entertaining it was is the reason we've been invited back every year.
The first game we played, it was against the Charlotte Chess Club. And still to this day, we hold the record for most points in a TBT game.
How many?
In that game, it was like 112, wasn't it?
I think it was like 130, dude. I'm not
Dang.
But
lying.
it was crazy. It was something crazy. And after the game, the dude who started the whole
Yeah,
thing?
the founder.
The founder of the TBT came back to the locker room and was just singing our praises and was like, y'all got a bid every year you won it, man. It was crazy to see how it's built from there. And then when did we switch to her day?
So the second year? No, third year.
Third year.
I think the third year was the one we switched, and that was kind of the whole tournament started going towards that. Like, there's a few special teams here and there, but mostly it's becoming somewhat of an alumni-based event. So kind of more fans, more support when you do it that way.
Absolutely. The bubble year. We got to talk about the bubble year. That was kind of okay. We were locked in with the TBT, and we had a good relationship with them. But I feel like the bubble year is what kind of pushed us over the top to kind of taking it to the next level.
So what was cool is usually, it's 64 teams. The bubble year, all sports were shut down. So we were really the first live event back on TV during COVID. They squished it down to 24 teams. So that shows how highly they thought of us to invite us back when they shrunk it from 64 to 24. So we made that. That was a fun trip, man.
Oh, that was crazy. What we stay in? What was it called? Whatever it was, but the losers, if you lost, you couldn't come back to the hotel because of the COVID regulations, and you had to go stay at the Hilton. Oh, we were sending people to the Hilton. So during the games, we was hollering out, "Go get y'all ticket at the Hilton."
Where was the bubble?
In
Columbus.
Columbus, okay.
So that was literally like the running joke because as soon as you lost, like you had to take your suitcases and bags to the game.
Right.
Every game.
And if you lost, you were immediately escorted to the Hilton. So we're talking crazy throughout the game, like, we ain't going to the Hilton. See y'all at the Hilton.
Send them to the Hilton.
And when we got beat, like, I think it was in the final 8, we got beat. A couple of dudes like, I'm going home. I ain't going to the
I'm
Hilton.
not going to the Hilton. I didn't step on the Hilton.
I did. I stayed.
Y'all had a pop that year, though.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all had a pop.
It was fun. It was
good publicity. And y'all was hooping?
Bro, I'm telling you right now. I twisted my ankle that year, and it was probably one of the worst twists I've ever had.
First game.
Wow,
Yeah, first game. But bro, that was the funnest. That may be the funnest basketball experience I've ever been in. Just because one, there was no crowd, and it was like pickup. So everybody was talking trash, and it was just so personal because you could hear everything going on.
That's true.
Oh, it was crazy. Like how we were talking to the money team and they were talking to us. It was. Everybody should have been kicked out.
At one point, like, there was a timeout, and the founder and, like, the directors of the tournament, like, walked on the court, and they gathered everybody. I don't think it was on camera, and they were like, if y'all don't settle down, we're going to have to cancel the game. I mean, literally, it was that crazy. Like, they called one dude on our team fat, and our assistant coach was like, my wallet's fat. I mean, just, there was fights about to break out, pushing, skirmish, and the TBT director was like, hey, yo, like, let's settle this down or it's over with.
That's crazy, bro.
We ended up winning, and that was a fun time, like Steve said.
Bro, let's talk about that game a little bit because early on it wasn't looking good. And then I remember I went to the gym actually, so I kind of missed I watched the first quarter and a half, and I kind of missed the next
the game.
Quarter. I'm like, it's not looking good. My bad, Steve. My bad.
It's okay, Jay.
I was keeping up though.
Well, I appreciate that.
But I was working out
the
though.
Thought that counts.
That's not bad. But y'all came back though, and Elon, y'all grinded it out. That was tough.
We were down 25?
Probably at one point something like that, and then I think we outscored them 17-2 to win the game or something, with 11 straight stops.
We were talking about this last night. What makes the TBT so crazy and fun, I think, is the Elam Indian. And it's because it makes it like pickup. If you get enough stops in a row, you can always win.
Yeah, and it cuts out the fouling, the late game free throws and stuff like that. But like you're saying, you have to keep playing. Yeah. Some teams struggle because it's everybody gets all tense. Everybody wants to make that last shot, but it really doesn't matter because you're trying to win. So it's crazy.
No, I think it makes it fun. Then after the bubble, we got the Charleston region. And that was jumping for a few years. That was tough.
I mean, we lost to that one team. I'm not going to mention their name. We don't like them. But, like you said, the Charleston Coliseum Civic Center was packed. I mean, we had 4,000 to 6,000 people here. Yeah. We're all from West Virginia, so just having that environment was dope, being on national television, both schools, just a great environment.
And it's going to be a little different this year being in Wheeling.
All
home games.
They're
all away games. Yeah. We're going to be playing all away
We're on
games.
the road now.
Pitt's an hour away.
Yeah.
WU's an hour away. We're playing big away games now. Yeah. That's all right. So you told me before this thing that you could go through the roster with no help.
No.
So let's see it, big guy. Start naming
he's a
them off.
savant,
You want to
that's what I
go?
said.
You want to go the Marshall guys first or the non-Marshall guys?
We can go Marshall guys.
Let's
first.
go Marshall guys first. Talk to us.
Okay. So we'll start with the oldest, James Kelly, first team all conference while we
Hold
were
on.
at Marshall.
Is Ryan older than James? Who's older?
Well, James graduated first.
Yeah, he graduated.
Now,
first.
age-wise, Ryan's like 37. I don't know.
God.
I don't know.
Big Ryan, I didn't say you was that old, bro. I know you about 32, 33. No, I'm just playing. Big Ryan's 30, man.
So you got James, who we all played 1 year with,
Uh-huh.
all conference guy. Ryan.
And James is talented.
Freak athlete.
Freak athlete.
Had a good year in the G League this year. We played against each other.
Yeah, right.
So always good catching up with him and his family. You got Ryan Taylor. You and Ryan, same age, all conference, 1,000-point plus scorer, rebounder. You, decent player. And then you got to jump down because then you go to my year with Rondell and I. Rondell, Wake Forest, transferred to Marshall. Me. Then you got to jump down again. You go Jared, Animal, Beast, my dog. Got you, my dog.
Appreciate that. Steve.
Here's the thing. I'm sure there's gonna be plenty of one-on-one games played this week, and I guarantee neither one of y'all can beat me.
I'm ready.
We will see.
I'm ready.
Can you guard me?
On record, last time we played one-on-one, who won?
I don't remember. You're gonna have to refresh
Oh
my
my
memory.
Bro, I
gosh.
swear I beat him last time.
Now he doesn't
He's like,
remember.
oh, I don't remember either.
Now he doesn't.
John knows good and well. You may have beat me 3 or 4 times in one.
What about the last time?
Ever? When was the last time?
At the camp. Far end.
Far end of the camp.
Same. At
Far end of the
Far
camp.
end.
That's the thing. That's the thing. They take me down to the one rim. Something must be going on down there. That's the only rim in the world they can beat me on.
That's the real.
Oh yeah. But back in the day, me and Earl used to whoop up on John and Marcus in 2-on-2. Earl, shout out to Earl back there. But that's light work. We used to just body them. They was little kids back
Light.
there.
It was light.
Light.
Baby food.
Baby. Children.
All right, back to it. He lost his last game against both of us.
For sure.
Okay,
Uh,
there we go.
Lock back in,
Lock.
Tavion Kinsey, just played Sunbelt Player of the Year in the conference. Had a good season in the Utah Jazz Summer League, and now that's the Marshall guys, man. You want me to keep going?
It's got a good core. We got a great core of Marshall guys.
Great core of Marshall guys. And like we talked about, it's always really dope getting everybody back together, man. You don't really see a whole lot of people during the season. Everybody's playing or traveling or
Or
whatever.
doing their own thing.
Different states. So just getting the link back up is pretty sweet. And then you go to the outside guys.
Hold on. We didn't get it. So talk about what for everybody out there that doesn't know. Where were you at this year? Talk about your whole.
So I was in the NBA G League this year. I got the opportunity to work out with Miami Heat for about a month last summer. They offered me a deal. Went to training camp for 1 day with the Heat. Got cut. Got sent to the G League team, which was kind of the plan all along. So I played in Sioux Falls, South Dakota this season. Played like 50 games. We
It
traveled.
was warm up there.
I think the worst day was like minus 28 with 14 inches of snow.
You can't go. You're not going outside.
You can't go outside.
No.
You can't do anything.
No, like you walk outside, it doesn't matter how many layers, your hands start hurting.
Oh yeah.
I used to like start the car like 30 minutes
Bro, I
before.
started-
I knew I would waste so much gas, but I'm like, I'm not going out there and sitting in that.
Yeah, it's unreal.
I started getting uncomfortable around 50, bro. I couldn't. I couldn't handle negative 20.
And the snow doesn't melt because it's so cold.
Oh.
So it'll like snow like 8 inches, and then like 2 days later it'll snow 4. And then it just keeps piling up, and you're like, bro, this is
Gotta go
terrible.
away at some point.
And then, so we played like 50-some games, flew everywhere, nice hotels, flew all over the country playing, kind of NBA schedule. So year 4 pro, going into year 5, trying to figure out what's next.
Nice. And Mr. West, you had a lot of places you were at this year. Talk about those real quick.
It's been an eventful year for sure. So, right out of college, went straight to New Zealand for the summer. About 3 or 4 months.
Now that wasn't cold.
No, it was not. It wasn't cold. Good. But it wasn't really hot either. So like, the seasons are opposite.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? But still though, it was still nice though. Like it wasn't that cold.
Right.
Then Came home for like a month. Went to China. China was rough.
I could imagine.
It was
Quarantine?
rough. Quarantine, brutal. 14 days.
Oh.
No basketball. No weights.
Workout bike or anything?
Nothing. I had some bands
In a room.
in a room, bro. I'm doing push-ups, sit-ups,
Like jail.
jail, getting right, bro.
He got his jail body. Isn't
But then after quarantine, we were in a bubble, so I didn't get to see much of the country either. But like, tough experience, different experience for sure, different hoop over there, but it was cool. Went to BBL Germany. I liked it in Germany. Good league, high level basketball, great atmospheres in the league. Team struggled for sure. Low budget team, had a money issue, couldn't pay me anymore.
I've been through that.
Had to get out. And then finished in Greece, A1. When I got there, we were like 1-10. We grinded it out, avoided relegation.
I've been through that too.
It was tough. Greece was dope though. I like Greece.
Greece
I like Greece. It was cool.
You've been to Greece too.
Greece. I was there for a month.
And I've been to Greece. That's pretty
Where were
cool.
you at? Where were you in Greece?
Athens. Ionikos.
Oh, Yannick's, yeah.
1 month. Got out of there. Money problems.
Money
problem.
Greece
I had to go. Called my agent. I said, this isn't going to work.
I had to fight for it, but I ended up getting all my money in Greece. But I had to fight for it.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't like here's your money. No, not having. You had to fight.
When I was leaving Greece, I hadn't been paid, and my agent's like, he needs his money. He's leaving, whatever. They call me in their office. Don't speak great English, and they hand me a wad of cash.
No,
I'm like, what's going on here?
No
Right,
communication
right.
needed. Thank you, sir.
And it was euros too. So like I'm walking around with this wad of euros, and I'm like, what am I gonna do with this? I'm going back home. So I had to exchange it in the airport. Ended up losing like a crazy percentage because they tax you in the airport. Like they take their percentage to make money. I'm like,
Bro, you
bad
know
deal.
you can just deposit the euros into your bank account.
I was young.
Okay, well that's okay though. That's
I was
okay.
young.
Steve, you looked out for me big time this year. That was big. Good job, bro.
You already know what time it is. You missed it, bro. You missed the boat, bro. You missed the boat. You should have asked. But all right, so we got y'all's stories out of the way. Now let's move on to the non-martial guys.
So non-martial guys, returning non-martial guy, Derek Cook, played at University of Wyoming. Has played in literally like 10 plus countries in Europe. Great career. I think he was in Germany some this year. I don't know if y'all played each other, but he led the German league in rebounds per game. Freak athlete. We played together my rookie year in Italy, his like 7th year. Just became really good friends. Heck of a player. So he's always welcome back on the team. So that's one. He's a center. Then you go Ja'Cory Williams, who's played with us in the past. Everybody knows Ja'Cory. Had a crazy year in Italy. I think he made first team all league.
But he's a first team all league guy.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's a first team all league guy.
Guy's good. Guy's good, to say the least. So that's like another power forward center.
Bro, let me tell you my favorite. The first year Ja'Cory played for us, him and Chris Cope, who played at UAB. Ja'Cory played in Middle Tennessee. That was our two of our rivals at Marshall. And they both looked at us after a week of TBT practice like, we should have transferred to Marshall. That's what I like. I like when people come in and see the style we play and see how we play. Yeah, bro. It's fun. But go ahead.
No, that was legit what they said. They were like, dude, y'all style of play, man. We used to hate playing y'all. Y'all had the green light on. Like,
But then you think about the way that they played, and you really understand it.
Ugly.
The way they played is a totally different brand.
Ugly. Pass, cut.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's not what we
They're
do.
grinding it out.
We don't.
We don't.
Get
first
right.
shot. Go
get right. Go get right. Who's hot? Let's see.
So moving down, you go JP Togoto. Most people familiar with that name. Played in North Carolina. I think he was a 2nd round pick in the NBA draft, if I'm not mistaken. Is that right, Earl?
Correct.
So he's had a heck of a career. He's playing Euro Cup in Israel, I believe. And then you go next person. You can go Rob Gray. Rob played at the University of Houston. Most people remember the year that we made the tournament, won our game. That was the year I think Houston went on their little run, and Michigan hit that crazy buzzer beater. Jordan Poole hit that shot. Rob was one of the main players on that team. He's been in Monaco, France the last couple years. I think he
Well,
was
that's
in,
not bad.
Not bad at all.
I think he was in Turkey this year, and I mean, he's just had it. Like, he's one of the elite bucket getters outside the NBA. So looking forward to having him. And then we have another center, 6'11" guy that played at Marquette. He actually won the TBT a couple years ago, I believe, right, Earl?
Really?
With Marquette's alumni team. And then he played in First Division France and Spain this year. So I think we're pretty loaded, man.
Oh, I think we got a good chance.
Sounds like a great roster.
Here's the thing. We've talked about this a couple times. I think me and you have discussed it a little bit. I know we've talked about it with Earl and all that. We probably have the toughest region.
100%.
Region stacked, bro.
So let's talk about the region. Let's talk about our matchup first. Earl, pull up that region, bro. Let's talk about some of the teams in that region. We play Pitt first.
So we played Pittsburgh's alumni-based team. I think we're the 4-5 matchup, correct, Earl?
Yes.
They're called the Zoo Crew.
Are we higher seed? We 4?
Yeah, we're the 4 seed. But it's on their home court, basically.
Yeah,
an
true.
hour from there.
True.
They've got several former Pittsburgh alumni guys. A couple older guys. I think
A familiar face with Ryan Luther, who played with us in the bubble.
Ryan Luther is on their roster. I've heard mixed reviews, though, whether he's playing or not. I heard there was a family vacation. Nobody knows if he's going to show up. I think they're, like, messing with us.
Are they playing games?
Like, oh, he's not going to be there, and then we start warming up,
And he
he's
shows
on
up.
the other end. One of their guards, Josh Newkirk, I played against in Lithuania. Jared played against a couple of their dudes when he was at Louisville. So they're a good team, man.
They got a couple of dudes that played against us when we played Pitt at Marshall.
Mm-hmm. So I think they barely beat us too, right?
Yeah, they were up like 15, and then we ended up cutting it to like 4 or 3, something like that.
That was when Dan went on his like crazy Danalytics rant.
Yes, after
Like
the
he was
game.
going at the
Right.
reporter.
That was the
That's
Danalytics
right.
rant, bro.
He was like, "What are you talking about? This is how we do things in Marshall." And that guy didn't like it.
No,
But they're good, man. You can't overlook anybody. Like we talk about all the time. Like we could have the best roster in the world. You lose one game, the tournament's over.
Done.
So,
Yeah,
one game at a time.
that's what makes it so competitive. That's why you got grown men who's playing for all kinds of money overseas that come here during the summer and dive on the floor for loose balls.
Absolutely.
It's one and done, baby. Who else we got, Earl? Well, obviously we got West Virginia.
So they're the 1 seed.
and they play. Who?
They play the Dubois Dream.
Yes.
Forgive my pronunciation. They're one of the teams that bought into the tournament. So I think if you pay I think they do 3 or 4 buy-in spots where you can pay like $25,000 and
You all right there?
yeah,
All
I was
right.
dying. Hold on.
Lord mercy.
And you can buy into the tournament. So I think their team paid $25,000. They're the 8 seed. They play West Virginia. I don't know what'll happen in that game, but then you got the 2 seed, I believe, Sideline Cancer. They're a staple in the tournament every year.
Every year, and
They've got-
they're nice every year.
No, they've got some guys with NBA experience, EuroLeague guys that have played at the highest level in the States and in Europe. So they're a team that's always making a run. Then you can go 3 seed is Florida Challenge ALS. They've got a few former NBA guys, high-level Europe guys, and then you got us. You've got VCU's alumni team and Georgetown's alumni team, so that kind of rounds out the region, but stacked region, like we said.
Stacked.
Yeah, sure.
And I mean, there's what the other region we talked about that is kind of just as stacked as ours, but
Xavier's a loaded region.
bro, it's getting to the point where every region is a loaded region.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about it all the time. Like, there's so much interest in that now because of that $1 million. So you split it. No matter how many ways you split it, it's still a payday. I think the lowest I saw was each player gets like $50,000 if they win it, and then the highest I saw was like $85,000 a piece if you win it. Like, there's overseas dudes that don't make that in 2 years playing professionally. I mean, there's people working jobs here that don't see half of that.
There's dudes over there that's playing. They wouldn't make that in 3-4 years.
No, I mean, you're talking like kind of life-changing money. Like whatever situation you're in, you win this tournament. How many games is it? Was 7 games, 6 games, 7 games? Put $85,000 in your pocket for 7 games of summer basketball.
I'll take it.
It's a good life.
That's a good life. I'll take that.
Got to.
And then we got to win it the next year and get another one. It just be our full-time job.
And to think one team has won it 5 times.
Overseas the league.
5 times they've won $1 million.
Now all of them weren't the million though. They were winning it before that when it was like a couple $100,000 and then
I think it was like 500,000,
Was
and
it
then it
500?
went to $1 million. But then one year it was $2
It
million.
was $2 million.
Did they win that?
I think they won it that year too.
Was that Joe? Was that Joe Johnson?
No. This was, I think, the last year they won it because the bubble year was the year that it went back to $1 million.
Who won the bubble year? Marquette.
Marquette, Travis Diener hit the
Yeah.
shot.
But that was $2 million.
$1 million.
Was that $1 million?
Yeah.
So the year before that was $2 million.
Year before that was like the last year overseas elite won it. No. Somebody won it. Ohio State won it, but I don't know if it was $1 million or $2 million. At one point, it was $2 million.
It was $2 million. At one point, it was $2 million.
At one point,
$2 million.
it was.
$2 million.
Here we go.
Yeah, Jerry.
But anyway, so we're getting ready to head to our first practice and see what that's talking about. I hate to be the person who's got to guard me. How we splitting up teams? Can we,
$2 million.
Ohio State won $2 million?
$2 million.
Are you going to guard me?
It's a bad matchup.
For you. Jared can't guard me. I'll just shoot jump.
Here we go.
No, I don't think he can guard either one.
No, bro.
We might have to just put him on his own team. He's got next.
We gonna see, bro. We gonna see.
Oh, fun times though. Well, y'all got anything else y'all want to talk about? Jay West, you got anything you want to say, man?
Nah, man. I'm happy that we got this thing jumping up. We better go get this money next week.
We got it starts today.
Starts today, bro.
It starts today, Fred.
No guard me.
You don't guard me.
Easy buckets.
Okay, whatever. But, well, that'll do it for episode 1 of Heard the Word.
Yes, sir.
Y'all tune back in for the next one. Next one's going to be what, Saturday?
Saturday.
Saturday?
Yep.
Saturday?
Mm-hmm.
Saturday. We'll post about it. We'll see you then.